You face the boss of blades.
Alright, so we are playing against ZigNewtons. This is round 2. Round 1, we had a bye. We are playing a variation of a Talaria list that was a quote-unquote big Vivien, where the concept is all your creatures will, or a lot of your creatures will survive Lava Wave. This is a full mo here. But we are running Death Shadows and a couple other things different. Traveler Supplies is good. Most of the time, a Will Traveler Supplies rather than ability going first. So I always have time ability. If I go second, I would definitely Traveler Supplies on 1. Then ability drop, 2 drop. It's a very big tempo play. But we want to get our Traveler Supplies going as fast as possible. 3/3 Channeler of Might. Very good turn 1 player for our Zig. Crack the rest of our Traveler Supplies here. And we could drop Treetop, but then it opens it to a potential hit from Grudge Match. So we're just going to go for ability. And he goes ahead, drops a turn 2 Draka Druid. Seems good. We get a double buffed Stoneforge Mystic. I'm going to go take Armor here. Armor playing very well with Grudge Match. And being able to dodge a lot of decent removal like Daybreak Ranger and such. Chump blocking with the Channeler. Dropping himself the Wolf. And a Bird's Paradise here. So he does get a free draw from that. Thanks to the Draga Druid. Back to our turn. So double buffed Death Shadow. We're going to go ahead, armor our Stoneforge Mystic. And we're going to go ahead and Grudge Match to take out this Draga Druid to deny him some more draws. Putting our guy to a 6/4, and we roll armor for ability. 6/4 getting chumped by the birds, because no longer would the wolf be able to trade, thanks to the +1/+1 from the armor. Throwing down the Bark Guide. Buffing up the wolf, so it does give it a good swing. I'm just going to take it. I do have a Death Shadow in hand. So we could track where there's no real point. We could drop the Treetop and Tracker, but we're just going to go ahead and Pixie and ability, getting haste. And he's going to go ahead and chump block here as well with the frog. Doing a rampant growth, so going up to 8 mana. Then passing the turn, land trigger for us. We get ourselves a Briarhorn, potential Vivien's Arcbow play next turn. We're just going to go ahead and slam down this Briarhorn and get in there for a big boy 16 damage, pushing our opponent to 17. And depending on what they do, we could potentially just win off Arcbow plus Tracker. They do have 9 mana. Turn 6 Primal Summoning here, so they draw 4 cards. They get to put a creature into play for free. And that is pretty strong for a turn 6, depending on what he drops here. But our board is not too shabby either, to be honest. Okay, he goes ahead, drops a Crush of Worms. Very strong for a turn 6 play. We get ourselves a Tusker draw. We're going to go ahead, drop the Arcbow, see if we can do something good to our Briarhorn, I guess. Looks like we get some flying. That should be good. Sneak being arguably worse than flying in this regard, because we're always guaranteed to get in a free swing here, because our opponent does not have any flyers. We're going to get in there for 10, put our opponent to 7. We could have swung with the Stoneforge Mystic. Land trigger for opponents, they go up to 9. They probably would have traded, to be honest. In case they have like a lava wave or something. If they lava wave, they would be dead because we'd have 10 on the board. They get themselves a Brontosaurus. We're going to have Worm's Wake trigger. Woodland Hermitage trigger for us. Another Death Shadow. Let's see if we can windmill something good onto our worm here. With the arc bow. Got +1/+2. That should be good enough. And we're going to go ahead and fight. Go ahead and fight our birds into Spirehorn here. So Brontosaurus is definitely going down. Rolling Flying in the next creature that we play. But if our opponent doesn't have Lava Board, they're pretty much Lava Wave to clear our board. They're pretty much not going to survive the next turn. They're definitely forced to chump quite a bit of stuff here. Trading off the worm to our 6/1. Worm blocked, but we're going to go ahead and take some damage here, putting them to 4 health. No real point to dropping a creature here, but we are, I guess, going to go ahead and drop ourselves a Flying Frozen Tusker, just in case. Lava Wave would actually not clear the Pixie. Lava Wave would not clear a Briarhorn. We're not dead to what he has on board. Thinking out his turn here. And he has an Akroma. That is pretty big. We're going to go ahead and chump block this worm. Blocking Pixie into the Akroma. And yeah, I could just block, or I could just take this. Yeah, I am good because I'm still at 6. And yeah, we have more than enough. Even if they block the Briarhorn, we'd still have 7. Crossing Tusker being a risky play because of the Lava Wave, but it did pay off. Game 2 versus ZigNewtons here. And we are going first. None of these cards particularly great or exciting to see going first. Worm's Wake being particularly good going second, because you can ability on 1, Worm's Wake on 2. Grudge Match, look out, Open World Tracker. We do have ability to +2 drop, so that could be pretty good. But we also have the Traveler Supplies. So more than likely I'm just going to go and Traveler Supplies, but we are abilitying, we get Trample. It's really hard to stick Traveler Supplies beyond turn 1. We go ahead and drop ourselves a Trampling 3/3. 2, put something down on the board and try and get some aggro going with Grudge Match play. They're just going to go for a Rampant Growth. So we're going to go ahead, Traveler Supplies. And we're going to go ahead and drop another Treetop Scout, get in there for 3. Wild Shape Wolf here. And a Panharmonicon. Which feels like pretty risky play. So we're just going to go ahead and Grudge Match here. Be able to get there for 7 damage. And ability, given +3/+0. And that puts our opponent to 21. +3/+0 is actually insane with Slate Claw, because worst case scenario, it's going to be a 5/5. So if our 4/1 does live, it'll be a 9/9 Slate Claw. They have the treetop lookout, and they're passing it back. Now, I should just drop the Slate Claw here. It's going to be a 9/9, and if I do. But I could also sneak a boar into play, or drop this massive 9/5 Tusker, and then be able to get in there for 7 damage. Is it a risk? Yes. But would it give us an 11/11 Slate Claw? Yeah, that's kind of pretty big. But if he does get some ramp, he has the Pixie, so that does take our 9/2 down to a 3/3. Panharmonicine, turning our 4/1 Trampler into a 3/3. We get ourselves a Hermitage trigger. We could go in for damage, but it's not particularly worth it. Unfortunately, we are just going to get a little Slate Claw here. It's only a little 5/5. But our opponent is going to go to 5 health. Land trigger, so they do go to 7. And they have a Tristani going for health. So that is pretty interesting, because that does push them up to 15. So they will be at 8 mana next turn. So they could potentially Lava Wave and clear our board. So we're going to go ahead and look, see if we can get a buff to push our Slate Claw up. Unfortunately, all of these are just +1/+1s. So that is unfortunate. But go ahead, get ourselves some sneak. And we'll get +2/+1 on ability. And expecting the Lava Wave, I should just technically full swing here. We really did want to get a buff ability, like a +2/+1 or something, or +2/+3, but unfortunately our board is very susceptible to a Lava Wave, and they do have the Lava Wave, punishing our aggressive starts here. Have a Pixie. I could drop the Blight of Boar. That is a very big boar. And I could also fight here as well. But we're going to go for ability. Get ourselves armor, which makes it very difficult for our opponent to deal with. They can't Lava Wave this. They need like a Pixie again. They'd have to have second Pixie. They do have the second Pixie though. So that is very punishing here. Finally playing their second skill card and swinging in with the 5/2. We are going to take this. We're going to try and get potential lethal here. So arc bow, we could get armor. That could be good. And the grudge match here. Take out the Pixie. Now we could have done it to the Tristani, but I didn't want the potential flyer to be in the way. Could also go for ability here. Get haste or something and be insane. But we have sneak. We could push our opponent to 1. And could also Pixie your Tristani to make it so it's a 3/3, so it doesn't trade very well against our 5/5 frog here. Our opponent is at 1 health. They have a primal summoning though. Now if this drops like if this drops something that can kill or block my Pixie, they have the Brontosaurus. So yeah, I'm not seeing myself beating the Brontosaurus at this point. I think that was one of the only things. I mean, I knew they had it because it was top 3 cards of their deck, but they definitely had it with Primal Summoning. We have the Traveler Supplies, but they have an 8/10, and we get Ward, I guess. So we could fight and take out the Drug Druid, but they can just trade frogs here and only take 3 damage off the Brontosaurus, which is just going to heal up 2. They have themselves a Craterhoof Behemoth, which represents 15 damage here, so that is really bad. They have a Birds of Paradise, so it puts them to 4 health. And no Pixie for us to take out Brontosaurus, so we are definitely dead next turn. If they didn't take out my Tusker, or if I pushed the Slate Claw earlier. So we're on to game 3 versus ZigNewtons here. This time we are going second. I don't particularly want any of these cards opening hand. I just kind of want a 2-drop. We get back the Slate Claw. We got a Stoneforge, an Arc Bow, and a Tracker. So no 2-drops for us. But we're more than likely just going to ability on 1 here. They go ahead and drop themselves a turn 1 Birds of Paradise. And we get ourselves a Tusker, so we do have a 2-drop now. Getting plus 3. That could be very powerful. They go ahead and drop themselves their Wolf. We're going to go ahead and drop ourselves a Tusker, which is a big boy 4/6. Seems like a strong turn 2 for us. And we do have a Tracker to fight something too. Alright, they're going to go ahead and use their extra mana to get a Sylvan Shrine out. Themselves to 4. I mean, I kind of just want to swing and maybe play a boar. Go ahead and block with their Wolf here. And we're just going to go slam ourselves a turn 3 Blighthoof Boar, which we do have that Open World Tracker in hand, which we can ability and Tracker. That could be good. They go ahead and drop themselves a Tristani, getting the extra gem. We have ourselves an Infernal Broker, though. And we get the +2/+1 on our Tracker. So our boar is now going to fight their birds. Going up to 7/7, making it a very big target. So we may as well go in with just the boar. I mean, they could Lava Wave, so yeah, we're not swinging. That is true. They may have the Lava Wave, and if they do, they would want to clear the board. Go for the Bark Hide. So we know they're not the Brontosaurus yet, but they have 9 mana. Going for the Rampant Growth. Going all the way up to 10 mana. Now is the time. We are going to drop ourselves Infernal Broker. And we discard our opponent's Crusher Worms. Wow. So their Crusher Worms is now gone. We are going to go and get in there with everything at this point. And worst case scenario, okay, well, they're taking 11. So that's pretty good. We could trade the 4/3 into the Tristani if it does swing. We still get to keep our board because they didn't block it. Lava Wave not being a full clear is very good. They got Untested Rookie. Yeah, that's a little bit worse than Crush Worms. And they dropped themselves a treetop. I'm pretty okay. They have a channeler. It's unbuffed, so they just dropped out their whole hand. Second Slay Claw for us. We got armor. Drop ourselves a Slay Claw. Just gonna go ahead and full swing. All my dudes are bigger than yours. And yep, chump block. Trade 6/6 for 6/1, and probably just gonna take the 7 here. Yep. So now is our opponent's turn again. They are on the top deck. They have a Gastaff Agitators. Pretty soon they're going to have no choice but to start chump blocking our board, which is going to get way bigger. So go for ability, get sneaky. Okay, so we have ourselves a sneaky Slay Claw. We're going to go in full swing. We're not dropping the Beast Monitor because it's just food for potential top deck Lava Wave, but Lava Wave does not clear any of these creatures that we have out. And he does, in fact, block the boar here. So the boar will get a little bit bigger, saving his life total at 21. And he goes ahead, drops the Brontosaurus, but that is not particularly good enough. We have an Arc Bow, Stoneforge Mystic. We got potentially Relentless on the board. That's pretty insane. So board's going to get Relentless. And we're going to go for an Arc Bow on the other Slate Claw. We get Flying. That is insane. That's absolutely insane. Getting in there with our 10-5, 9-9, and 11-11. Both of which are unblockable. Trading, the board comes back. They take 20 and go to 1 health. They get a Primal Summoning. They have a lot of mana. They have 16 mana at this point. Is there anything that they could draw on a 7 mana that can win them? Primeval Titan, that does put them to 2, but do they have an out to a 9-9 Slate Claw? Nope, they just have a 8-8 Scion. So we do win the game, moving on to the semifinals.
Fool me, so I put my mask on. Keep the two of me, gotta keep the 9 high. Flexing Louis V, yeah, keep my cash on. Sticking true to me, I never had a gas off. I'ma pop off, yeah, I said I'll pop off.